R&B diva Jacci McGhee is up next. Let's talk. What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? Welcome back over here to Peppie's Point of View. I'm yours truly, Peppie. That's right. Hey, my introduction gets me to move, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm here to tell you I'll be back here, two-stepping and everything. I feel like Johnny Simpson coming out of the elevator on, Video Soul, right? Oh, welcome, you guys. Thank you guys so much, right, for tuning in over here. Thank you. Welcome. We're talking about R&B diva Jacci McGhee. That's right. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up because we're going to be talking about Terry Ellis of En Vogue. That's right. Her Southern Gal album. We're talking about R&B divas right now who released an album, just one, and it looked like you didn't hear another album from them again. However, they're still around in the industry. You can check them out at a concert or show somewhere here, near and there, and so do so. But right now we're talking about R&B diva Jacci McGhee, and I don't know much about Jacci McGhee at all. I just don't. But we're going to talk about her. From my understanding, Jacci McGhee is from New Jersey, all right? And I'm not sure about her career leading up to her meeting or hooking up with Keith Sweat as far as on the Make It Last Forever album that was released on Elektra Records in 1988. We all know that record was huge. It was a huge album for everybody that was involved. The Entertainment, Elektra Records, Keith Sweat, Teddy Riley, and of course, R&B diva Jacci McGhee. All right. Now, I don't know, as I said, much about it, but there is somewhat of a tidbit of a backstory from my understanding. Now, this is what I heard Keith Sweat say in a concert once before, and it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. Somehow or another, Jacci McGhee made her way somewhere around Keith Sweat's team, all right? And when she does, of course, she's like, hey, I'm a singer, I sing, ooh. And so she's trying to, of course, get into the industry. Well, Keith Sweat was saying, well, when he saw her, he was like, his intentions was, he wasn't paying any attention to what Jacci McGhee was saying. He was like, hey, I'm interested. Like, what's up, Jacci? You know what I'm saying? And so, anywho, so Jacci, she sings, and he's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to work with you. You understand? And so his interest went from, hey, what's up, Jacci, to, oh, we can work. Yeah. And so she ends up on the album, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now, isn't it a lot of pressure? All right. I just cannot imagine the pressure Jacci McGhee was under after being a part of such a huge album and a huge song. The song was so huge, I don't even think Make It Last Forever was ever released as a single. So it's one of those songs that has like a following that is major. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking, like right now, really, like, what was that like for Jacci to now have this huge song and the pressure? Honestly, Make It Last Forever is kind of like Jacci McGhee's signature song. And I'm not quite sure what happened in the midst of her her recording that single and then her going up to record her album. But I will say this. I do recall Jacci McGhee saying that Teddy Riley and Keith Sweat were supposed to actually work on her solo project, but Keith Sweat and Teddy Riley, you know, they had their riff. They weren't speaking to each other anymore. Something occurred. I'm not quite sure what, but obviously something happened. And they were no longer, you know, speaking to each other. And long story short, you know, Jacci McGhee, what we were expecting to get from Jacci McGhee's solo album, we just didn't get. Now, when it comes to R&B divas, I just covered like Desiree Coleman, Deatra Hicks, and Nikki Richards. I like Jacci McGhee's entire album, all right? Now, I have to tell you this before I start to do my commentary, give you my commentary on the album. I will say this. When Skeezer finally was released, okay, and, you know, there I am watching Video Soul, and or it could have been Video LP, Video Vibrations, all kinds of video shows that was out on BET. I'm not quite sure, but when I first heard Skeezer, I have to tell you, you know, I was like, they played it in the video, the song started playing, I'm watching the video, and, you know, it's what it is. I was like, oh, okay. Jacci? Oh, all right, Jacci. I mean, it's just what it was, because I'm looking for a Make It Last Forever. I'm looking for that banger. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm looking for Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever album. I'll have to honestly tell you, that's what I was looking for. And then when she finally comes out with her second single, It Hurts Me, I was like, oh, it's with Keith Sweat, so I'm excited. And then the song started playing, and I was like, oh, okay, Jacci, I guess. If that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. So, of course, I went out and purchased it. You know, I definitely liked Skeezer enough to go out and purchase it. And as I said, you know, I had the money to purchase it back then. You know, I was probably in the 9th or 10th grade. And that was one of the first albums I purchased with my own money. You know, I wasn't telling my parents, you know, hey, I want to go to the record store. So anywho, so that's what it was. Pressure, a lot of pressure, I would like to think, from the public. I don't know about the record companies, and I don't know what they were thinking, but we're about to talk about now the album. And let's do that, shall we? And I got my notes ready, you guys. So the first single from the album, the first song on the album, is a song called Something's on My Mind. I really truly do like the introduction of it. You know, it starts out with her, you know, kind of teasing us with the vocals. It looks like it's probably going to be like a slow song, and then all of a sudden it starts off, it ends up being an up-tempo song. It was produced by Hiram Hicks. Now, I didn't know Hiram Hicks as a producer. I just thought he was, you know, an executive or whatever. But, you know, if he's a producer too, hey, it's what it is. But when I heard the song, well, when I hear the song now, I don't know why, but I'm thinking more like DJ Eddie F. You know, I'm like, is this an Eddie F song? DJ Eddie F, you know, would do all the remixes and stuff back in the day. You know, it made me think of him, but of course, it's not a DJ Eddie F song. It's a Hiram Hicks song. But I was like, oh, okay. Nice song, nice up-tempo song. I like it a lot. You know, there's nothing really much to say about it other than, you know, I was like, oh, okay. But again, the music buyers, for a fan such as myself, like that single, that song, the first song is a total disconnect. I am definitely not like, I'm like, no. And we all looked at Jacci McGhee as a protege of Keith Sweat. And we wanted so much for Jacci McGhee to follow in the footsteps of Keith Sweat. I'm here to tell you, it's a shame. It's a shame, whatever that was, is that to see that Jacci McGhee and Keith Sweat, like, do y'all imagine what that could have been like? I mean, seriously, like Jacci McGhee and Keith Sweat could have been our next Sherelle and Alexander O'Neal, our next Peaches and Herb, our next Renee and A'ngela, our do you see what I'm saying? Ashford and Simpson, Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye. Like, I'm not joking. Like, and even at that moment in time, A'ngela Winbush and Ron Isley were doing duets a lot on her albums. Do you see where I'm going? Like, that was so missed with these two. And from my understanding also too, now that I'm thinking about it, I think, Jackie McGhee has said, sometimes, she'll put Keith Sweat in his place. And what I mean by in his place, like, she doesn't hold back, is what I've heard her say in some interviews years ago. Like, hey, 1 minute Keith Sweat is upset at me. The next minute, he's cool with me. I probably say something to him that he doesn't like because, I don't sugarcoat things. And maybe that's what happened. But Keith Sweat, it is a shame. And here's what I would like to now petition out there. You got to speak it out there and, put it out there. And sometimes it's not just for you, it's for other people. Like, I hope that Jackie McGhee and Keith Sweat can finally do a duets album together. I really wish that they could and give us what we miss so much, and that he needs to really just go in and say, hey, Jackie, call him up, Jack. Matter of fact, this is what you do, Keith Sweat. You call him up on, what's his radio station? I can't think of his name, his radio station or his radio show or whatever. But call her up and, and sweet talk her. And then I'm sorry, I know I'm so off the music. But really, like, I guess what I'm saying is y'all set these differences to the side for, a minute. As a matter of fact, you guys get the paperwork together. You don't even necessarily have to record in the same studio. Like, hey, y'all record over, over the phone. Like, she's in one studio, you in the next studio, and you say, this is what you do, so on and so forth. Y'all don't have to meet up, but just give us what we need. We need that Keith Sweat and Jackie McGhee, gosh, man, we miss that so much. But anyway, so It Hurts Me, it's definitely, a song that definitely got major play. I think it was the only single on the album that maybe like charted maybe in the top 20, probably higher than the top 20. I don't know any of the sales from this album. I'm wanting to believe that I don't remember Skeezer. It could have made the top 20 on Video Soul. I'm not sure. I can't recall. I'm almost positive It Hurts Me, definitely showed up in the top 20 on BET's Video Soul. Moving on from that. And so then finally what we get is we get Skeezer that seems to be kind of dated. The sound of Skeezer is kind of dated, even for 1992. It's more of a Salt and Pepper type production, that we're used to hearing, Herbie in Salt producing for Salt and Pepper. And so even 2 years later, it sounds like it's kind of dated. Even Salt and Pepper is moving away from that kind of production with their 1993 album, Very Necessary. So it's a decent track, but then it's almost sound like this album was almost dated even for its time, that the album should have been, came out maybe like in 1990. I'm sorry. It just a thought that came into my head. Then we have Good Old Fashioned Love, which is definitely my favorite song on the album, hands down. I love Good Old Fashioned Love. Of course, it's produced by Keith Sweat. As a matter of fact, it's one of those songs that if I'm going to play by Jackie McGhee and I want people to, get a feel for Jackie McGhee's album, that would be the song I will play. And every time I played it, people have liked that song, and it was like, oh yeah, I like that one. So, it is what it is on that one. So moving right along from The Closer I Get to You. The Closer I Get to You was a song to me, I'm not quite sure what made her decide to want to record it. It sounds like it was a good idea to record it. It seemed like it was probably just a filler. You get the feel that you think that it should have been a single on from the album, but then it's kind of like, nah, The Closer I Get to You is one of those songs that you go, I'm not quite sure what to do with this song. But she did a decent job on it. And of course, it's a duet with some guy. I can't remember the guy's name right now who she had the duet with on the album. Let me see. Can I think of who the guy name is? No, I don't know who the guy name is. But anyway, John James, that's it, John James. She sings that song. Sorry, John James, if you're out there, wherever you are, I'm gonna give you your, shout out to John James. So she sings it with him. I'm not quite sure who he is and what he's done in the industry. Let me see. Maybe I can find something real quick on him. If I can't, then I'm gonna move right along. It looks like he's toured with Ashford and Simpson, the Pet Shop Boys, and Tutu. It looks like John James has. So he's been around somewhere or another, in the industry. Moving right along from that. Then the next song is "What Are You Going to Do?" Again, an up-tempo song. I like it. Again, her up-tempo songs are good. They're definitely good, but at the same time, her up-tempo songs are dated to me. Very much so. And oh gosh, I've lost, fiddlesticks. I've lost my lighting. So hopefully you guys can still see. I'm going to end it in a minute. So, yes, What Are You Going to Do? Her up-tempo song is decent. Then we have the other song on the album called Been a Long Time. It's not a song that I necessarily would listen to, but she's definitely singing her behind off on this song, Been a Long Time. So I like the fact that she does do a great job vocally with that song. And then we have the next song on the album is called The Other Woman, produced by Bernard Bell. It's okay. It's okay. It's not a good song. It's not a bad song. It's decent, if you will. And then you have another song on there called Denied. I don't care too much for that song, Denied. Hey, it's what it is. I don't care too much for the song. And then the final song on the album, I believe, is a song called That's How Much I Love You. And I love that song. That's a great song. A matter of fact, now that I think about it, I remember Jacci McGhee. I'm going to see if I can find that video. I probably can't and put it in the link. There's a video, live. She's on video LP. I remember her being on video LP singing That's How Much I Love You. Sherry Carter video LP back in the day. If I can find that link, then I would definitely put that in the description box for you guys to be able to easily click on that to see her perform that song on video LP. Anywho, if you come this far in my commentary, then I want to say personally, thank you guys so much. And I think it's appropriate to say, hey, hang out with me. Hit the subscribe button. We're definitely talking about R&B divas over here and other entertainment news. Every now and then, I will talk about who drop kicked who. You know what I'm saying? In these entertainment streets. I definitely would dish out the dirt on who dropped kicked who in these entertainment streets. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to say to you guys, put your behind where your heart desires to be. And also remember, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. And I love you guys out there. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure you love yourself if you're definitely trying to give love to another. All right. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next video. And until then, you guys take care of yourselves out there. All right.